Today, we're going to show you how you can use Moxa's network security solutions to add network security to industrial Modbus devices, even if they are connected to the broader internet or a broader network. Now, recently, security researchers have found that there are hundreds of thousands of industrial SCADA devices that are just freely accessible on the internet, some of them even controlling critical infrastructure. This is obviously not ideal. So we're going to show you one way you can address this type of security vulnerability. Here we've collected a sample set of industrial equipment and devices. These are I/O devices running the very popular Modbus protocol, which is very common in industrial automation systems. Here we have a simulated temperature sensor and CO2 sensor, and an emergency door alarm. You can see that there are warning lights that will light up as the temperature and the CO2 grow higher, like this. Now, thanks to the Modbus TCP protocol, this bank of industrial devices can be monitored over an Ethernet network at a control center computer. So you can see that as my temperature sensor or CO2 sensors are increasing at the field site, that same information can be reviewed at the control center computer. And the control center will show that these sensors are turning on. So this network makes it easier for us to monitor the industrial devices, but it is also a security vulnerability. Someone who has virtual or physical access to my control room and has malicious intent can now monitor these devices and even send commands to them over Modbus TCP, just by using commonly and freely available tools such as ModScan. For example, even though right now the CO2 and temperature sensors aren't reading abnormally high levels and none of the warning lights are on, if I had malicious access to the control room here, I could manually send commands to the Modbus device that would force it to turn those warning lights on. So now I've got one of these warning lights turned on just by using this ModScan tool. And you can just imagine the damage that I might be able to do if these devices were controlling power utility or water substation type operations. Let's fix this by adding the EDR-810. An industrial secure multi-port router. Now, the EDR-810 has a built-in firewall and VPN functionality. And critically for industrial networks, it also adds deep scanning of industrial Modbus packets, what we're calling PacketGuard. PacketGuard performs deep inspection of every individual Modbus TCP packet and verifies its slave ID, function code, and register address. Modbus packets that do not meet its requirements are dropped. This adds one more layer of protection on the application level to an existing firewall. For this system, we've configured the EDR-810 to allow read-only access from the control room, but not write access. In other words, the EDR-810 has been configured to drop any write commands coming from the control room. Now that the EDR secure router is in place, my control center only has read access over the Modbus devices at the field site. So you can see that it will still display the status of these field site devices, these Modbus devices. It'll still show the temperature status on the screen. But critically, it no longer has write access. So if I go into ModScan and I try to update or change a value, ModScan will actually time out because it's no longer able to write to these Modbus devices, thanks to that PacketGuard that's operating on the EDR-810. The EDR-810 is a network security solution that adds these important security functions, including a firewall, an NAT, and Moxa's exclusive PacketGuard technology, to an integrated solution that includes a network switch. No additional switches required, making it a very cost-effective solution for networks that need to connect multiple industrial devices through the Ethernet. An EDR-810 with a built-in VPN is also available for secure remote access. You can find out complete details about the EDR-810 and Moxa's PacketGuard technology at the product page at www.moxa.com. Thanks for watching.